everyone, and welcome back to Tech Support Monday. If you caught our Tech Support Wednesday video, you already got a taste of how much easier life can be when your digital files are actually organized. And if you didn't, don't worry. Today we're going deeper. I get it. Just the idea of organizing a computer or phone can feel overwhelming. Maybe your downloads folder has over 1,200 files in it. Maybe your camera roll is all screenshots, memes, and vacation photos with no labels. Or maybe you've been meaning to get your documents in order for months, but don't even know where to start. Today, I'm going to show you how to fix that without being a tech expert. We're going to build a system that's easy to follow, makes sense to you, and keeps you things neat going forward. Let's start with a concept that helps everything click. Treat your device like a filing cabinet. Think about how we organize stuff in real life. We don't just shove receipts, birth certificates, and school photos in the same drawer. We use folders, labels, categories, because it makes life easier. Your phone or computer works the same way. Start by creating main folders for your biggest categories. Try work, personal, school, photos, taxes, and receipts. Then make subfolders inside each one. So inside photos, you might have 2023 family trip, wedding photos, and old phone backups. And inside work, you can use folders like Project A, job applications, certifications. The point is to build a structure that reflects how you think. If it feels familiar, you'll actually use it. And that's what matters the most. Let's start with one of the most overlooked but powerful tricks, renaming your files. The search bar can help you if your files are named in a way that makes sense. Document 4 PDF or image 4521.jpg tells you nothing, but 2024 tax return or Washington, D.C. trip photos lets you find exactly what you're looking for. Try this format for most files. Year, month, day, event description. So something like 2023 10/14 birthday grandma photo 1 or 2024 2/1 resume version 2, it might feel tedious at first, but once you get into the habit, it saves a ton of time later. Bonus tip, avoid slashes, special characters, or super long names, especially if you're sharing files or syncing them to the cloud. Stick to underscores, dashes, and short, clear words. If you're staring at a chaotic folder right now, here's how to make the indent fast. On both Windows and Mac, you can sort by file type, size, or date modified. Want to clean up photos? Sort by file type. Group all of the JPEG and PNG files together. Need to delete junk? Sort by size. See what's hogging the most space right away. Organize something recent? Sort by date modified to see your newest files first. You can also group things visually. On Windows, use the Group By setting in File Explorer to automatically break your files into categories like today, last week, or earlier this year. This turns an overwhelming mess into a manageable chunks, so you can tackle it one type, 1 month, or one project at a time. Let's talk tools. You don't have to organize everything by hand. There are programs designed to make this faster, easier, and way less stressful. If you don't have mountains of poorly named files, try a free Windows tool called Advanced Renamer. It lets you rename hundreds of files in one go, perfect for photos, documents, or anything else that needs a little structure. Just set a naming pattern and let it do the work. If you're dealing with duplicate files taking up space, check out Duplicate Cleaner Pro on Windows or Gemini 2 on Mac. These tools can scan the folders for exact or similar duplicates, so you can delete them with confidence. Just be cautious and review before deleting anything, especially the photos. App users can try built-in Find Smart folders and tags. You can set up folders that automatically group files by type, tag, or keyword. It's a great hands-off way to keep things sorted without constant micromanaging. These tools might sound advanced, but once you try them out, they become second nature. The key is to start small. One tool, one folder, one time. Now let's start with a method I personally use, especially when things get out of hand. I keep a folder on my computer called To Sort. Anytime I download a file or move a mess off a USB drive or old backup, it goes in there. And then, when I have time to clean things up, I tackle it with a simple strategy. Let's say I've got over 1,200 files in that folder. Starting with that number can feel impossible, so I break it down. First, I'll sort by type. I might see 200 PDFs, 300 JPEGs, 30 docx files, and so on. The docx files are small, manageable group, so I'll start there. I'll rename them, make sure they make sense, and move them into the right subfolders in my documents folder. Next, maybe I downloaded a bunch of birthday photos from my sister last month. So I'll sort by date and go straight to that week. That lets me batch label and move them into 2024 birthday photos quickly. Of those 200 PDFs I saw earlier, I might sort by size and notice a bunch of them, the small ones, are just receipts. I'll create a receipts folder and dump 60 of them there, and suddenly that 200 is now a clean 140. The point is, do what makes sense for you. There's no perfect order. Just look for the low-hanging fruit and tackle it one chunk at a time. You'll build momentum fast once you stop trying to do everything all at once. Once your files are cleaned up, the goal is to keep them from piling up again. There's a few habits that can make a big difference. Like cleaning out your downloads folder weekly routine. Whenever you save or download something, take 10 seconds to name it clearly. Take 5 minutes each Friday to move files into the right folder. And don't forget your phone. Sort screenshots and move documents into folders during downtime, like when you're waiting in line. Just like cleaning your desk or sorting your mail, staying organized digitally is easier when you keep it with it in small, regular doses. Finally, here are some underrated tricks that can make a big difference. Use emojis or symbols in folder names to make them stand out. For example, a document symbol next to resume or a camera symbol next to trip photos. Create a folder called to sort with an underscore in it so it shows up at the top as a catch-all, just to make sure to visit it regularly. Take advantage of built-in color tags on Mac or custom labels in cloud storage tools like Google Drive or Dropbox. Group files by context. If you're planning to move or have a big project, create a temporary folder just for those files, even if they're a mix of PDFs, photos, and notes. And remember, the search bar is your friend as long as files are named well. They'll do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. If I organize my files on my computer, will it also fix the mess in my Google Drive or phone? Great question, Karen. If your Google Drive folder is synced properly using Google Drive for desktop on PC or Mac, then yes, organizing your folders and files on your computer will reflect your drive automatically. That means next time you open a Drive app on your phone, it's all sorted neatly and much easier to search through. Why is my computer so slow when I have a bunch of files saved on my desktop? Good observation, Jared. When you store hundreds of files on your desktop, your computer has to load all those icons and thumbnails every time it starts up. That slows everything down. Personally, I keep 0 files on my desktop. I move everything into folders inside my documents or downloads and use shortcuts if I need quick access. Is it okay to make a bunch of folders even if some of them are mostly empty? Yes, absolutely. Think of it like having extra folders in your filing cabinet. You may not fill them up right away, but it gives you a place to put new files when they come in. For example, you might only have 2 documents related to a recent part replacement in your car and the warranty info. You don't want to dig through a giant folder labeled car stuff when you need that one receipt. You want to grab it from the right folder instantly. If your folder structure makes sense to you, it's doing its job. What if I organize everything, but then I can't remember where I put it? Totally fair concern. That's why it's important to keep clear, searchable file names and to keep your structure simple. You don't need 20 layers of folders, just a few big categories and consistent naming. If it helps, keep a sticky note near your desk with the main folder layout until it becomes second nature. Is it bad to store everything in Google Drive or Dropbox instead of on my computer? Not at all. Cloud storage is a great option as long as you're organized going into it. The trick is to avoid dragging more clutter into the cloud. Clean up your folders locally first, then sync. That way, your cloud storage becomes a neat extension to your system, not a second junk drawer. I want to start organizing my photos, but I'm afraid of messing something up or losing them. Any tips? Great question. Start by copying your photos into a new folder so you're working with a backup. From there, sort by date or event and rename them gradually. You're not deleting everything, just giving yourself a cleaner workspace to work from. Always feel safer before you feel faster. Should I bother organizing downloads if I just use search to find everything? Search is helpful, but only if your files are named well and not buried in random folders. Think of it like GPS. It works great with rows that are labeled, but if everything's just called unknown street, it doesn't help much. Organizing your downloads gives you a faster access and keeps your system running smoother. What if I don't know how to name things consistently? I always forget my system. Totally normal. Start with something simple and repeatable, like year month topic. For example, 2024 March receipts. If you need help remembering, create a sticky note or small text file that lists your naming format and folder categories. It's like writing a cheat sheet for yourself. It saves you time and mental energy every time you use it. I personally keep mine in my Google Keep folder. Think of it this way. Organizing your digital files is like tidying up a messy room. You're not building a brand new house, you're just putting things back where they belong, one drawer at a time, one pile at a time. That's how order happens. You don't need fancy tools or technology to get started. You just need a system that feels natural to you. The more you practice, the more it becomes second nature, just like knowing where your keys go or where to keep your coffee mugs. Your brain starts to expect things in their place, and that's when stress disappears. Now it's your turn. Take one messy folder, one random pile of downloads, and apply just one trick from today's video. Rename some files, group them by date, delete the junk you don't need. You'll feel the difference immediately. And hey, what's the part of your digital world that drives you the most crazy? Is it photo backups, cloud folders, never knowing where that one document went? Drop your questions or pain points in the comments below. We might feature you in an upcoming video. And if your website is just as messy as your files, we can help with that too. Visit 123mapwebsites.com. We build clean, easy-to-use websites that actually make sense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.